My second favorite YouTuber, his name E.T. Williams, the Doctor of Common Sense. He has been doubly taken off YouTube. So, this is actually a little bit old news. I saw it in the comments of a channel, and I saw that like last night, and then I decided to do some digging tonight, and so some small YouTuber that I didn't know, but I may end up getting to know, had clips of the MSM, mainstream media, NBC, MSNBC, talking about, or they showed clips of the Doctor of Common Sense talking and why, he was supposedly so bad. One of the things I really noticed was that they had all these clips where his first name is Elmer T. Williams. Anyway, so Mr. Williams, Doctor of Common Sense Williams, he was saying like, oh, I'll bet it was a Muslim. I'll bet it was an Antifa. I'll bet this. I'll bet that. And so the people on the mainstream media, they're like, oh my gosh, he's fake news. So, interesting thought. This made me think of, I used to have a problem, like maybe 5 years ago, I used to have a problem where I had friends that I would be talking to them and I would be like, I'll bet this and I'll bet that, and I couldn't have conversations with these people. You couldn't tell them I'll bet because they always, they just couldn't hear the I'll bet. They couldn't hear it. I remember this one girl that I finally had to get rid of her because I also caught her talking about me behind my back. But there was one time where I was like, I'll bet, da-da-da-da-da. And she actually asked me, how do you know this? How did you hear this? And I'm like, no, I very clearly said, I'll bet. As in, this is just what I think. And I remember feeling so frustrated, like, oh my gosh, I can't have a conversation with this girl. Because you simply say, like, I'll bet, like, most normal people, would understand that means that, this is my opinion. I'll bet. How much you want to bet, And she couldn't understand it. So now I'm hearing how all of his clips where he said that, the mainstream media, MSNBC, and they were interviewing New York Times, and they're like freaking out about his I'll bet statements. And I'm thinking, like, maybe this is like a left-right thing. Maybe this is a thing where people on the left are absolutely incapable of hearing those words. I'll bet. Like, the words go in their ear and out the other. I mean, it's funny because I was actually noticing not that long ago, I was like laying around just thinking, and I was thinking, I haven't had this, or maybe I was on the bus thinking or whatever, because I live in New York City, so I take the bus places. And I was thinking, like, I don't have that problem anymore, where I don't have friends where I can't say I'll bet to them. Well, I also don't have any friends who are leftists anymore, not really. So, maybe it's a leftist thing. I'll bet it's a leftist thing. Oh no, all the lefties are freaking out. All the political leftists that are listening to this are freaking out. She said. No, I said I'll bet. But wouldn't that prove my point? But I have this proposition. It would be interesting if there was some way to, do research and find out if this was true. I'll bet. Lefties, close your ears. Just turn off the video, because lefties, if you're a leftist, just turn off the video, because you're incapable of hearing phrases like I'll bet and actually comprehending them. I mean, I'll bet you're incapable of it. But anyway, so I have this theory that political leftists are incapable of hearing this phrase. And he was absolutely right. I mean, why wouldn't you think Antifa said they were going to start civil war on November the 4th, and the very next morning, nothing happens on the 4th, and we all go, ha 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 ha, and then the very next morning, there's a church shooting. Well, everybody who was aware that Antifa said they were starting civil war on Saturday was probably like, that was the first thing I thought when I found out about the shooting. I was like, holy shit. We were laughing at them last night that all of their protests were nothing burgers, and this is what they were up to. And I still think this was like Antifa. I mean, the guy looked like a Muslim. He had, Muslims in particular, unlike any other group, they have very thin mustaches with their scraggly beards. So the shooter had that, and most of his pictures didn't have a beard. So the idea that he might have been a recent convert to the Islamic political, not religious light ideology, because it's light on religion and high on political ideology. Yeah. It's not that outlandish to say, kind of seems like he might have been, part of Antifa or, recent Islamic convert. I mean, they're gonna sit there and not tell us, but come on. And that's the thing, is we know the mainstream media hides truths, because we've seen stuff where they're peeing on our leg and trying to tell us it's raining. We've seen that a few times. Anyway, so let's get back to E.T. Williams. So I reached out. I actually had his email because I had found it somewhere, and I had emailed him about something else. So I emailed him, and I reached out to him, and he's on Spreaker, so I'm going to give you all the link, and hopefully everybody can try to spread the link, because I know he has a lot of fans. And we need to just keep telling people, we need to get on Gab. Even if you don't want to really use Gab too much, like, get an account on Gab, so that, even if you continue to use Twitter more, we want to get accounts on all these other sites, so that when people get kicked off, we can still talk to them. For example, today, I tweeted something out about a video topic that was put out by both Andy Worski and Hunter Avallone. And I couldn't tag Hunter Avallone in the tweet because they kicked him off. But at least he's on Gab. So, and if you don't know the Hunter Avallone channel, he's hilarious. He's great. He does skits where he plays multiple parts. So, I guess that's kind of what Superwoman, the Indian Canadian lady, does. But he is doing it with, like, right-wing theories. He plays the dad and the liberal kid, if you don't know his channel. So you should check him out. Check out the Doctor of Common Sense's radio show that I'm going to link in the description. Also, everybody needs to get on Gab. You can follow me on Gab. I have a Twitter, but I don't really give it out because I don't know when they're gonna, like, play games with my account. They don't actually cut me off. They usually, they just make me give my phone number, which it's none of their frigging business. So, I think that's because they think, like, I'm too active or something. So, heaven forbid people are too active. So get on Gab. Follow me on Gab. I have a Discord server. Join my server. Join somebody else's server. Get used to using Discord. Definitely get on somebody's Discord server. I'd like to actually get together with a bunch of the small YouTubers and have my Discord server be kind of like a joint server for all of the small YouTubers and their fans, so that we can have enough people to actually interact. So I have, there's like 10 people on it right now, so it's very quiet. But if everybody starts joining it and talking, we can have some actual conversations. I can create channels for current topics and stuff, so that if you have a comment that doesn't really go with a particular video, you could still go on there and start a conversation about it. So get on Gab, get on Discord. What's the other one? Oh, I have a PewTube. So if you want to get on PewTube and follow me on PewTube, that's where eventually when I put more controversial videos, I might put them up on PewTube. And then I have a BitChute. I don't actually use it, but it pulls from my YouTube, so it should have my videos up over there. And there's also, I have a Minds, which I don't use that often, but you can go ahead and follow me on there so that, I mean, these are places where I don't think anything will happen to me because I'm so small, but eventually they're going to start going after people more and more. And also, I'm careful that I don't say too controversial stuff. And now that we have all these other platforms, I'm just going to keep my controversial stuff on the other platforms if I do say anything remotely controversial. Alright, follow me on all the places. I'm going to put links in the description. Go check out Doctor of Common Sense on Spreaker. And that's it for today.